T for time, everybody. Oof, football. It's a love and hate kind of thing. When you're winning, it's more you love it. When you're not winning, it's not as fun, So right now for the Rams, it's not as fun, but it's difficult, and that's what life is. So we got to learn how to rebound, learn how to bounce back. Bye week could not come at a better time. So if you guys are catching up, we lost yesterday to the Packers. And honestly, it was just one of those games where I always feel like we have the control of the game, and then we just don't win. I don't know. It's interesting. But bye week is coming at a good time. It just gives everybody a little chance to reset the mind, really reset the bodies with all the injuries that have occurred. And again, football is when you get hot. I'm hoping we get hot when it matters. So, but we got to win some before that too. Right now, though, it's very interesting. Our division is not great.
Really?
Who's leading our division is the Seahawks, and they're 3-2. So we are 2 games behind them, which feels like nothing. San Fran 2-3. So we're 1 game behind them. Cardinals 2-3. So lucky for us, our division isn't doing that great in the beginning, so we're not too far behind, which gives us a chance. And also, I always believe there's a chance with Matthew. There's something about him. I know what it is because I'm married to him. I don't know what it is, but he's just got that. He's got that thing.
Something special.
Yes, he's just special in that way, and I never count them out. Again, 3-6 last year, made the playoffs. So we just got to keep our heads held high and come back stronger than ever. But football is football. And right now, it's tough. So last week we talked about, or we put on the Instagram page about, I don't know what the question was, but a lot of the responses were roughing the passer, which everyone's like, what is roughing the passer? Because we feel like Matthew's getting his ass kicked.
Keeps getting roughed.
Yes, keeps getting rough and toughed. And I love, this is my new move for this podcast. And no calls are being made. I will say one thing. Matthew doesn't tend to get those calls. I think there's quarterbacks that draw those calls. And usually it's like the Tom Brady's and like people like that, I guess. Matthew's known as like the tough guy around the league. So in my mind, I'm going, well, the refs just think he's tough enough to handle it. Meanwhile, I'm upstairs a hot wreck because I know when he comes home, the bruises, the just swelling, the minimal, it's a lot right now, and he's not young. And so recovering from those hits can get tough. So I want to go over real quick, what a roughing the passer, what makes it a roughing the passer? I think the one that most people know is they hit them late. So the ball comes out, 1, 2, quarterback gets hit. That's a late hit. Can't do it. Unnecessary force. So if you just this is a good example. If you watch the Rams game, we had a sack in the end zone that we could have gotten a sack. Our guy did not wrap him up. He just kind of tried to nudge him to the ground because I believe he thought he would get a roughing the passer call.
Right.
Because he was straight shot at him, and if you hit him too hard, roughing the passer, they get 15 yards. So he just kind of nudged him to the ground, and I'm going, why weren't you wrapping him up? I'm asking these questions too. Turns out this is what people believe is that roughing the passer would have been called. Ends up he threw an interception, and we got a pick 6, which was great. But if too much force, it's excessive force, driving them into the ground, roughing the passer. Hit below the knees. Can't hit below the knees. Roughing the passer. Obviously, there's a reason for that because that just tears people's knees. Helmet to helmet, which everyone also I feel like knows will get you a roughing the passer. This is something that I feel like people don't know. And this is what happens to Matthew a lot that doesn't get called. It might not be late or anything, but if a guy tackles you and lands with his full body weight on top of you. So you're thinking about these men that are chasing after these quarterbacks. They're huge. 275 plus, and they are freak athletes, insane athletes. So they're coming full force at you. They hit you with all of their body weight on top of you and on turf, that's just like bones shattering, right? So Matthew got that 2 weeks ago and no call, but he like said he felt his sternum crack.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I don't really know what that means, but I was like, oh, okay. And he looked at the ref and he was like, I mean, I don't know, but that really felt like it was
Pretty
his
rough.
full fucking body weight on me.
And so can you not normally put your full body weight in a different type of tackle on a different kind of player?
That's a really good question, Kira. I don't know.
Oh.
I just know the quarterback one. I would think that's fine because you see it with the receivers,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I think it's just on the quarterback. Obviously, and maybe people are like, well, that's special treatment.
Well, but you're standing still. That's a different type of impact than if you're running with a receiver.
100%. And I also think NFL's smart in a way of like, these guys are paid a lot of money. Let's try and keep them on the field. So they do protect the quarterback, which is important. I mean, like, it's important to protect everybody. But I will say yesterday, watching him get hit late on the basically on that last drive too, it was tough because I know the turf underneath him is hard.
Yep.
So, and you know, he was hurting a little bit before this game. So every time he got hit, it was just like, you know, it's one of those. But that is what entails a roughing the passer call. My only thought process as why some quarterbacks get it and why some quarterbacks don't, maybe some quarterbacks sell it more. Maybe some quarterbacks get angry enough to where the refs are like, okay. I don't know. I mean, my thought is Matthew's really tough, so they just don't call it. But there are some blatant ones. I was talking to Anna Cup, and she was like, I mean, you should make a compilation. I don't know what the word is.
No, you got it the first time. Good job.
Thank you. You know, words are tough. Of all the hits just this year that haven't been flagged. And I was like, I don't have the time.
No, there's been like, oh gosh, and also these games would never move along.
No, they wouldn't.
There's enough flags as it is.
There have been a lot of flags. Kiera and I, like what was the first drive? It was like 3 flags in the first play. I was like, what is happening? So that makes it tough. It makes the games really long. Flags make the games long. That's why people are like, the interference of the refs, like sometimes like just let them play because people don't have all day, 1. And 2, people don't want to see like the ball being moved because of flags. They want to see the ball being moved because of passes and runs and whatever, picks or exciting stuff, not flags. So, I mean, even like the instant replay, it's just gotten.
There was a really messy point of the game yesterday. I think it was in the third or fourth quarter, but there was just a lot of confusion.
Wait, when?
I think it was the fourth quarter, but there was just a moment when the refs just kept calling like the wrong thing and the game got stopped.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they're humans. They're going to mess up.
Oh, totally. That's fine. But it was so confusing.
How about there was a guy yesterday that said he fumbled the basketball. The ref was like, the basketball was fumbled and I was like, this is the wrong sport.
Oh,
That's
no.
tough. That's tough. But they're human. They're going to make mistakes, you know? And I will say, like, I would hate to be a ref.
Yeah, me
because
too.
no matter what, you're getting cussed out.
You're just a professional football narc, basically.
Yes, literally. That's a professional football narc. That is what a ref is. It's
Timeout?
crazy.
I don't know.
No, I mean, they can't help it. That's their job. But it's interesting. You know, I don't know. I would hate to do it. I don't know why anyone would sign up for that job because literally no matter what, you're losing because one side's pissed. If the other side's like, okay. And then if there is a game-changing call, it's all over the media. Did you do it right? Did you do it wrong? It's kind of like you're a freaking quarterback out there. Like, you know, game's in your hands in a way. So it's interesting.
It's true.
It's interesting. I like Sweet Matthew, you know, as a quarterback, you take the wins and you take the losses. And so he is really beating himself up right now. And I'm just, you know, it's tough in the house when they lose. It's not like he's very good about, you know, being present when he's here and not with, or not, you know, dwelling on football. But it's happier in the house when it's winning, you know, when he's winning. So, you know, that's, again, I'm happy for the bye week, a chance to just be together, reset, you know, and come back and just try. I don't know. It's at this point, you just got to battle. But he's very good at that. So we'll wait for that. All right, guys, this has been a game changer for me. You know, in the morning when I make my coffee, I've always put honey in it as the sweetener. And now I know my coffee is even more packed with nutrients because I'm using Manuka honey. And if you don't know what that is, it is honestly the richest, creamiest, and most delicious honey you've ever had, but it also contains powerful nutrients to support immunity and gut health. Manuka honey has a special antibacterial compound called MGO that also comes from the nectar of the tea tree. They have a third-party test every single harvest for MGO and makes these results available through their QR system, so you know kind of what you're getting through this honey. It really is a game changer. I use it in my coffee, which I love, but now it's easier than ever to try Manuka honey. Head to monocora.com/morningafter to get $25 off the starter kit, which comes with an MGO 850 plus Manuka honey jar, 5 honey travel sticks, and a wooden spoon and a guidebook. That's monocora.com/morningafter for $25 off your starter kit. How do you spell Manukora? Manukora. All right, we're going to get back to basics because that's another thing that, yes, I feel like when we asked you guys, like, we need to start from the beginning. So we're going to start from the beginning. And what we're going to start with is the coin toss because this is very interesting. Coin toss, heads or tails, correct? You have your captains out there calling toss. Matthew has been calling heads. It's very interesting. The first 3 games maybe, and overtime, all tails. Very interesting. Now, the last 2 games, we've won the coin toss with heads, but he's very consistent with that. He doesn't change it up. And I'm wondering if most captains do that. Like they have what it is and they don't change it.
Yeah, we should ask.
Well, I know Matthew's like that, but we will ask. Maybe I don't know. I'll ask Matt Ryan or something. So, anyways, winner of the toss gets 2 choices. They can either kick or receive, or decide what goal they are defending. Now, they can defer, which means I don't want to decide what we're doing until the second half.
Oh.
So everyone thinks like if you defer, you automatically get the ball in the second half. Now, that's basically true, but there was an instance, I think it was the Cowboys, I don't know, a couple years ago, that Dak went out there and he said, we'll kick. Okay, well, that's not defer. So if you kick, you're choosing. So then in the second half, the next team gets to choose. So he chose to kick, then that means the other team received the ball. And then the second half, the other team was like, we want to receive the ball. So even the ref was like, so you want to defer. And they got it figured out, but your captain can slip like that. So it is either you defer if you win, which means you choose what you want to do in the second half, or you choose, which no one really does, you choose to receive first if you want to be on offense first. But like the kick and the side of the field, no one does. Like you don't choose to kick.
I had no idea those were options.
Lots of options. But most people either say we'll receive or we'll defer. Those are basically the 2 answers that you give. Very interesting though, because I remember watching that Dallas game. I think it was against the Rams in 2000. It was before we were here though. It was like a lot of drama because they were trying to figure out what to do the second half, and they had to go back to the video and listen in on the conversation. And Dak did say defer. But I think he said defer, so we'll kick. Like, kind of like,
it was just something weird like that.
Something weird. So I feel like, you have to really defer or receive. I don't know an instance where people would choose a goal to defend unless there's like insane wins.
Yeah.
But even so, no chance because you want the ball. So now we get through the coin toss. The field is 100 yards long. Okay, 100 yards.
Ooh, do you want to show us for those who are watching?
In a second. Yes, I will show you in a second. 100 yards long. The end zones each are 10 yards. So total 120 yards. I don't know what it is across. Is it 60 yards?
Oh, we should know this, huh?
Let's look it up. I'll let you look that up while I keep going. Okay, now, how many people are on the field at a time? It is always 11 versus 11. I don't care if it's offense, defense, or special teams. 11 versus 11. In fact, we got a too many men on the field yesterday. What is it?
160 feet wide.
Oh, God. How many yards is that?
Let me see.
Okay, 160 feet wide. We don't know how many yards that is, but you get it. It's wide. Now, again, doesn't matter. Yesterday we got a too many men on the field call. So as the quarterback realized, smart for the quarterback, who was it? Jordan Love, realized our guy was slow to get off the field. So he's, oh my God, I was going to say spiked the ball, but that's not wrong. Snapped the ball. The center snapped it. Guy was on the field still, 12 men on the field, automatic penalty. So even if they're trying to get off the field, it doesn't matter. If you have a foot in bounds when he snaps that ball, too many men on the field. 11v11. Okay, we're just going to do offense today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one side at a time.
Is it?
So a football field is 53.3 yards across.
53.3. That was close. Okay, so almost 60. Not even rounding up, but 53.3. 11 people on the field, and I'm gonna teach y'all something that if you share it with your significant other, it'll blow their mind.
Ooh,
yes, this is very exciting.
I feel like this should be a segment.
I know. Let's blow your significant other's mind. We'll come up with
blow your whistle.
Blow your whistle. That'll blow their whistle. You know. I like that. Okay, so 11 people. Now, position wise, who's on the field can change, but the positions that are always 99.9% on the offense on the field at one time. Quarterback, center. The center is who snaps the ball to the quarterback. Left guard. So it goes, here you go. My handy dandy. Okay, if you're watching. Center, snapping the ball to the quarterback. The left guard, who's right next to the center. The left tackle. The right guard, and the right tackle. Those 6 players, 99.9% on the field, okay? Now, there's 11 people, but their job's real quick. Left guard, right guard, protection. Left tackle, most likely, if it is a right-handed quarterback, blindside. If you think about it, okay, here's Matthew. I'm Matthew, okay? Sorry, I got to go to my left side. Here's my left tackle. I'm turning to throw the ball. I can't see behind me. That is why it's called the blind side. They can't see. Now, they can see in front of them, so the right side is fine. But left tackle, blind side. If you have a left-handed quarterback, it's the right side. I don't know if there's many left-handed quarterbacks right now.
I'll look that up.
Okay. So then you have either receivers, which you guys know. They catch the ball, hopefully. You know that. Or they block on a run play. Tight ends, who are basically bigger receivers. They're usually, it's like the Travis Kelce's of the world. There you go. Running backs. And that's really kind of all the positions. Now, there's different types of running backs. We're not going to get into that because that's crazy. This is what I'm going to teach. So running back, let's go with jobs real quick. Running back, run the ball. They help block. And they can maybe receive passes. If you have a good receiving running back, that's great. It's another threat. Okay, receivers, obviously catch it, block on run plays. And then tight ends, they can catch it, but they're really big-bodied guys to help the O-line protect as well. And they block on run plays. So tight ends can pass block, so can running backs, or like help the O-line. And they can also, like, receivers block downfield. When I say block, you can't block downfield, but like, you know, if it's a running play. That did not make sense. They can block if it's a running play. Let's just go there. Okay, so this is the segment. Let's blow your whistle. blow their whistle. Because, you know, if you talk about this. There's personnel groupings on offense, okay? So this right here is an 11 personnel. Okay, 11, right? Now, the first number tells you how many running backs are in the game. How many running backs do you see?
1.
1. There's the 1. The second number is how many tight ends are in the game.
1.
1 tight end. This number has to add to 5. So how many do you have? Like, you have 2 here.
And then you have 3 over there.
3. So 3 receivers.
Oh.
So what's left over is the receiver. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you had a 12 personnel, it would be 1 running back, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Okay, so it goes personnel-wise, number of running backs, number of tight ends, whatever's left over that adds to 5, that's how many receivers are in the game. So if you had where's my pen? Where's my nifty pen? If you had, this is where it gets fun. A 10 personnel, okay, you have let's do this. You have 1 running back, 0 tight ends, okay? That means you have 4 receivers. That most likely means you're running a 5 wide situation, meaning there's no one in the backfield. Everyone's up, okay? Everyone's up. Now, tricky though. Only 7 people can be on the line of scrimmage, lined up on the line of scrimmage. Oh, they have to be. You have to have 7.
Okay, where is the line of scrimmage?
Line of scrimmage is where the O-line is. So on the ball, okay? And you have to have the O-line. I know this is very interesting. The O-line's 5, right? You have to have 1 on each side that's on the ball with them. So 7 total. You have to have 7 people on the ball. Now, what it means on the ball, you're in line with the ball. So if you have 11 personnel and you have a tight end on this side of the line and then you have a receiver on this end, maybe you have a receiver back and then another receiver on the outside of him on the line. 7 people have to be on the line. Doesn't matter where they are. 1 on each side. Can be all the way on the outside. Can be on the inside. Doesn't matter. Just on each side of the O-line, okay? So if you have a O1 personnel, no running backs, 1 tight end, 4 receivers, that's guaranteed a pass play.
Okay.
Okay. So reporting eligible. Interesting. Reporting eligible.
Woo.
Yes. You have 5 technically eligible pass catchers each play.
Okay.
Okay. So for instance, when the Detroit Lions game happened, Taylor Decker reported eligible, caught the ball. They said he didn't report eligible. You also have to go tell the ref that you're reporting eligible.
Okay, so about to ask a really dumb question. So not just anyone can catch the ball?
No. So like if you're...
We're really going back to basics here.
No, but it's good. It's a good question because I feel like people are like, why wouldn't you just throw it to the open O-lineman? I mean, he's right there and he's open. First of all, you technically
might not be a runner.
Don't want to throw it to an O-lineman because you never know if they,
That's not their job.
It's not their job. So unless they report eligible. Okay. So Taylor Decker came in, reported eligible.
And so, also a question. How do you report? Like, who do you tell?
You go tell the head ref.
Okay.
Say, I'm reporting as eligible. And then they will call it. You'll hear it. Numbers 80. Well, that wouldn't be a lineman number. 79 is reporting eligible. And then the other team knows, everyone knows that he's able, because right now they're not concerned about him catching the ball because normally he wouldn't.
Okay.
So you have to report it eligible.
Right.
Only 5 people on the field are eligible receivers. Okay.
Gotcha.
So again, personnel wise, this is what's going to blow these people's mind. If you walk on and be like, well, that's 11 personnel because it's 1 running back, 1 tight end. You know it's 11 personnel because then there's 3 receivers. The receivers don't really matter. It's basically how many running backs and how many tight ends are in the game. Okay. Again, tight ends, big bodied. They're usually numbers. Well, no, I'm not going to go there because numbers have changed. But you look out there, you see someone back in the backfield with the quarterback, meaning behind the ball, and you see a big Travis Kelce lookalike dude on the side. You're like, that's 11 personnel.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to quiz you at the next game.
Oh, man. I'm so nervous.
So
I have the bye week to study.
Yes, you do. It's a lot, but like if you can remember 11 on 11, there's a quarterback and there's 5 linemen.
Okay.
Other than that, there's quote unquote receivers. They're all basically receivers. Now there might be running backs, stuff like that, but they are all eligible to get the ball.
Okay.
Okay. Because if you think about it, 5 linemen, 1 quarterback, how many are left over to 11?
6.
No.
Well,
math, guys. It's okay. I'm teaching my kids this too. There's 5 left over, and those are your 5 eligible receivers. So basically, the lineman and your quarterback can't catch ball unless there's a fake play. I don't know. We'll have to dive into that later because that's
wow. I thought we were going to be keeping it just basic.
Well, this is basic offense. I mean, it's not basic offense, but it's like, okay, here are the positions, here are their jobs, and here are the different lineups you can have within the offense.
Okay.
Okay. Now, some teams don't play 11 personnel. Some teams are very set on a certain personnel grouping because that's what their team succeeds at. Maybe they have 2 running backs in the game at all time.
And that's something that your coaches would know, and you'd be studying those teams and you know that.
Yes, 100%. And also, depending on the personnel you're in and also the defense that's showing what defense they're in, that's where the play calling gets interesting. Like, and whether Matthew cans it to a different play, which is when he touches his ears, does this, that means he's changing the play.
Is that the case for all quarterbacks, or is that a Matthew tick?
You know what? No, it's pretty much for all. Like, Jordan Love did it yesterday too. Or there could be signals sometimes that are signaling a different play, but most of it's like can it to the second play. Whenever Matthew calls a play, he's like, we're going to can it with, and he does the second play. So each time they go up to the line of scrimmage after the huddle, they have 2 plays on their mind. The first play, and then if he sees that the defense is doing something different, he'll can it to the second play.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being a quarterback?
No, I don't know how they do like this math and this decision making, and then also throw the ball. I'm still not over just throwing the ball really far.
I mean, I'm not either. Like,
and
in
not
tight
looking.
windows and not looking. It is. I mean, this is why. But this is, I believe, why quarterbacks get paid what they get paid, because there's so much going into it that like. It is not only physically tough and like emotionally. I mean, listen, you have a whole team to carry in a way. Like, you're the leader of that team. But mentally, it's draining.
Yeah.
And they've got to be really, really with it. And Matthew doesn't even wear a wristband. All of them wear wristbands.
Oh, with plays on them?
Plays.
Oh, yeah, those little thingies that
Matthew
flap
has
open.
never worn
Really?
One. He's just like, he's very brilliant and very sound mind. And football is just like comes easy to him. So play calling, all that is very natural. So he's never worn one.
Wow. Oh my God. And not to mention the adrenaline of having a bunch of humongous guys coming after you. Like, how do you not panic?
And also remembering what fucking play you called in that moment. You're like, ooh, where is my first look? Because each play you have your first look, your first option. If they're not open, you go to your second option if you have time. Like, and then there's maybe people in your face and you're going, well, shit, hopefully the third option's open. And then you never know.
I mean, I know the answer to this, but do you feel like Matthew's really good in crisis in personal life?
Yes. Oh my God, yeah, he's so much better than me. I panic, and he's very, very calm. He's very much like he's on the football field. Very calm demeanor. Like, listen, we're going to go after it. Either this is going to be a touchdown or a pick, who knows, but we have to at least try and score. Like, it's one of those. Like, he's very sound mind in that huddle.
I'm remembering your surgery, your big surgery, and you telling that story, and that's kind of how he operated with your family in the waiting room.
And my family is very high anxiety, and he's just like, well, this is what the doctor said. This is what we're just going to sit here and wait. If I don't hear from them in the next 30 minutes, I will page them again. And it was just like my mom was like, it's very just matter of fact. And we were all like, okay, yeah, that sounds like a plan. I mean, what else can you do? And he's like, yeah, there's something else we can do right now.
Is your brother like this?
My brother's pretty, I mean, I don't think he was like that during my surgery. Mm-hmm. My brother's a very big feeler. He's kind of like me. Like, he's just like, he feels emotions. And he was a wreck during my surgery, I think. Matthew was thank God, again, I married the right man, because he not only took care of me, but he took care of my family in that instance. So this episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Most of you listening right now are probably multitasking, yet while you're listening to us talk, you're probably also driving, cleaning, exercising, or maybe even grocery shopping. But if you're not in some kind of moving vehicle, there's something else you could be doing right now. Getting an auto quote from Progressive Insurance. It's easy, and you could save money by doing it right from your phone. Drivers who save by switching to Progressive save nearly $750 on average, and auto consumers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Discounts for having multiple vehicles on your policy, being a homeowner, and more. So, just like your favorite podcast, Progressive will be with you 24/7, 365 days a year, and you're protected no matter what. Multitask right now. Quote your car insurance at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, national average 12-month savings of $744 by new consumers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations. One more thing that I want to go through, and this is real basic. So now you've got the offense. You have positions, personnel groupings. That's what you need to say. You'd be like, I learned about personnel groupings on the Timeout podcast today. And they'll be like, what? And remember, running back, tight end. One, okay, just remember that. Because that's big. That's going to blow their mind. They're going to go, who am I married to? What's happening?
And then you're going to need to name your next baby after Kelly Stafford.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
So thank God Kelly's such a great name, right? It can go both ways, boy or girl. All right. But now we're going to get real basic. And I'm going to send a video out. My girls were answering these questions. I'm going to ask you these questions.
Okay.
Because I think it's a good way for people to learn, like just like hearing someone try to answer, and if it's right, great. If it's not,
God, I don't know.
okay, I think you're gonna be great. How many downs do you get to get a first down?
4.
4. Good. How many yards is a first down?
How many? Oh, is that 10?
10. First and 10 means it is first down, and you have 10 yards to go. Right. Second and 10, second down, 10 yards to go. Now, if you get 3 yards on a run play on first down, then it would be second and 7, right? So you have 7 more yards to get that first down. And the first down, if you look at the sidelines, are these 2 orange things sticking up, okay? One is where the ball started. The other one is where the ball needs to get to get the first down. Now, if you are on, let's say this is...
I'm also dying at you asking me, a 28-year-old woman, the same questions as your daughter.
Well, my daughters are in a particular situation. I'm not sure most 6 and 7-year-olds and 4-year-olds are getting asked these questions. Okay, so say you are here. Okay, we're on the opposite 25 going down to the other side. Okay, we're very far from our goal line. If you have 4 downs, right? But if you turn it over on down, so if you don't get a first down and you've tried 4 times, it's an automatic turnover where the ball is. So if you tried from your own 25 4 times, they would get the ball on on your 25 going into their end zone here. So that you don't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
So yes, you get 4 downs. If you are in your own territory, meaning if you're behind your own 50, you're punting the ball on that 4th down so that they don't get the ball on your side of the field or on their, it's tough, their side, your side, their scoring side. Okay, so you get 3 down. And most of the game, you get 3 downs. Yeah. And then you're either punting it to the other team or you're kicking it for a field goal. How many points do you get for a field goal?
Well, it depends if it's after a touchdown or not.
Yes. So a field goal is actually not.
Oh, are they called different things?
They're called different things.
That's good to know. I didn't know this.
So a field goal
is 3 points.
Is 3 points. That's if you don't score a touchdown before. An extra point is what they call the kick afterwards.
Oh, so they don't.
It is technically a field goal, but they call it like the extra point is good or the extra point is not good. When they kick it before, it's the field goal is good or the field goal is not good. Yeah. So there you go. That's actually something that I didn't even think about. Extra point is after you score. So 4 downs to get 10 yards, unless you're on your back half of the field. You only get 3, and then you're punting it. 10 yards each. Now, say it's 2nd and 10, and you go 25 yards, right? A pass for 25 yards. The first down starts at that mark. It's not like you get like a credit for the extra 15 yards. And when you see 1st and 20s or 2nd and 25, that is because a penalty occurred or a sack and you're moved back. So you have a longer distance to go with the same amount of downs.
What if you lose yardage with a throw? Do the things move backwards with you?
Yes. So if you throw it backwards and he's tackled in the backfield, the ball is placed where he's tackled. Now, if you threw it backwards and he didn't catch it, first of all, that's a fumble. If you throw it backwards, they don't catch it, it's a fumble. If you throw it forwards, they don't catch it, it's an incomplete pass. Gotcha. So, anyways, the only time the ball moves back, this is actually good, we should probably look this up because I'm probably not going to hit them all, is penalty, sack, caught behind and tackled, or a running back ran and lost yardage.
Mm.
So those are the times where you get pushed back. All right. I feel like that's good for today.
That's a lot for today. We I don't know about you guys, but I learned a lot. And
Are you guys feeling like a quarterback where you're mentally drained? You're like, this is too much. If you didn't like catch what we were saying, watch it on YouTube. I did have a little football board out to kind of help you guys, because it is tough. And I was laughing with Matthew, so don't think you're alone, because as we were going over personnels, I was like, I had no fucking idea this is what it meant. I had no idea.
yeah.
So I am like, this is fun for me too. And Matthew's like, this is good. Like, I like that you're like really diving into it, because yes, I know the basics, but do I know personnel groupings? Fuck no.
I maybe you only know the basics of the rules and the setup of the game, but when we're actually at a game, you see everything. You're very good at watching the game.
I feel like I can like watch a play develop and like, okay, he went through his first, look, wasn't there. Like I can watch it develop, and if he has time, it's pretty amazing if you watch plays. If you watch a quarterback right now who has a ton of time, you will watch him go through his options. You will see his eyes go to option 1. Ooh, not open. Still has time. Option 2. Oop, not open yet. And sometimes they'll go back to option 1 to see if they got open by then. So it's really, honestly, incredible to watch if you kind of know what you're looking for.
The more you know about any sport, the more fun it is to watch.
And it really, you can tell how incredible these players are playing at this level. Like, they are, what all goes into it. Because not only that, like, these receivers have to know which route they're running on which play. And not only that, are they going like a 10-yard stop route, or they're a 10-yard go route? Like, there's all these different routes and ways to run it. And some quarterbacks like routes run differently than others. So it's very interesting. And we'll get into all that. I want to bring Anna Cup in for that conversation. Because talk about a girl who knows football. Holy shit. Really? She teaches me. Yes, she's very, very wise in that. So when we talk about the receivers' jobs and their routes and stuff like that, I want to bring her in for that one. But that is it for today. Bye week is here, and I'm very excited. We're gonna be tasting some wine, so that'll be fun. Needed, you know. And when we come back, we will play the Raiders at home. But I'm honestly wondering when we'll actually have a home game.
Oh, I know. Unfortunately,
I'm not calling timeout on this either.
Yeah, no, yeah. Unfortunately, there were a lot of Packers
There's been a lot of every other fans in our stadium. I'm so tired of it, but I just wish we would sell it just to LA people. But turns out there's a lot of fans in LA too, so of other teams. But that will not be a home game. That will be a Raiders home game. And then we play the Vikings, who are rolling, so I'm sure they'll travel as well. So again, I am looking forward to the first home game, whenever that might be, because it makes a difference.
Yeah,
it makes a huge difference.
Maybe
people don't like
the Bills. Will we have it against the Bills?
When does the Bills come here?
December.
Oh. No, because I think they're playing. Well, I don't know. I think they had a tough game yesterday. I don't know. It all depends. It depends on, if they want to travel or not. And I understand that LA is a destination, but fuck. It really does make a difference. And it sucks that we will not, we don't get the benefit of having a home field advantage. That's why it's called a home field advantage.
Yeah. Yeah. And not to, spend too much time on this, but is this the case for New York teams too? Like Jets, Giants?
I don't think so. They have some loyal fans. They've been there a long time.
That's true. LA's a new city.
Yeah, kind of.
Relatively.
Yeah, and tickets are insanely priced, and so, there's that. But anyways, we will be looking forward to another away game on next Sunday.
In the meantime, actually, really exciting news. That's news to you, actually. Our limited merch drop is live.
Wait, right now?
It technically right now, but today, Tuesday, it is live.
Oh.
So let me just...
It's very limited, guys, because we went with a new company. We wanted to make sure that we liked it all. So it is very limited. I know It's a Lot stuff up there. There's Just a Mom stuff. What else is up there?
Just a Kid.
Just a Kid, which is super cute. It matches the Just a Mom. No, it's very limited though. So if you want it, you've got to go get it. We wanted to see, how it did before we did a bunch of merch. So if you want it, I would not wait. I would just go, snatch it up.
So the website to get the limited merch, are you ready for it? Is www.tmamerch.com.
Hold on. You only did 2 W's. It's 3 W's, right?
Oh, God.
I was like, is this the black web?
Oh, no.
What WW is this? Okay.
Woof. Okay. www.tmamerch.com. And yeah, you will find the It's a Lot merch you've been waiting for.
So
the
fun.
Just a Mom merch you've been waiting for.
So fun.
And a couple other more goods.
So go get it. I'm very excited about this stuff because this is we took some time on this. So enjoy it. It's limited. Go get it. And next week we will see you guys for more football talk,
And time in.
Ryuda.